everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Great? Awesome. Well, I'm excited that each of you are here. Tonight's going to be awesome. I'll say it this way, is that I really pride myself on being a lifelong learner, and I've really tried to I like to learn. I always like to learn things, and with that, I'll say it this way, is what we're going to be covering tonight is something that this past, I would say, year to 2 years, I've been on a journey and really have learned some, amazing things that I want to share with you guys tonight. And so I'm excited that each of you are here. I know you're here for a reason. With that, I know that the people that will be watching this later are supposed to watch it as well. So with that being said, I just want to really start off by, I know most of you are patients. I know that there are some guests. With that being said, is my goal, okay, for each and every single one of you, is that we, or my office, or I, really has an impact on changing your family's health trajectory. Okay, really changing the health of your family, of you as an individual. Because I'll say it this way: from doing this for, I've been in practice, 18 years, okay? What I know, okay, 10 of those were with my dad, 8 of them, been on my own. What I know is that people, individuals, patients in the office, okay, are healthier and safer than people not in the office, okay? And really that is why I do what I do. That's why I do what I do. Okay, and I wake up every morning really as that is on the top of my mind. My prayer is that, hey God, use me. Use me to do your will, okay, in people's lives. And so with that being said, that's just a little bit of my mindset going into this. But I also really want to tell you, if I was to never, let's say I couldn't make this chiropractic thing work, okay? But with that, I've spent my education, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it is all worth it for one thing, and that is the impact that it has on my family, okay? Because what I'm going to be talking about is not things that I think will work, it's not good ideas, it's things that I know work. Because this is what I do for my family, for my wife, for my 2 kiddos. Wyatt and Hannah, they're a ball. They're a lot of fun. With that being said, tonight is the Detox project, okay? And I want to be clear, the son of a chiropractor, my life was saved by the work that my dad, and I do. And so with that being said, I want to be clear that my life and our life isn't always roses, okay? Stuff happens, okay? And, so I want to be clear that, when I say, what I know is people are healthier and safer in the office than outside the office. I'm not saying things aren't going to come up. Things will come up, but we'll be able to manage, okay? So that then leads to my son, Wyatt. And first, before we even get to Wyatt, you got to understand, so Jen and I we met later in life, and so with that, we were busy working and things, so we had, we were at the time of life to have kids later than we would have liked, okay, or what was on our plan or our timetable. okay? And, but anyways, all that to say is that we knew that we had a short window, that we had to, let's get this done.
I was told.
And so, here's what I'm saying is that prior to, we were intentional about preparing our bodies, okay, for conception, okay? We were intentional, so we did detoxes, we did, and then with that, when she, got pregnant, she was really good about what she ate, okay? She was really good, not to say she was perfect, I'm not saying she was perfect, but she did amazing, with that then, the delivery came, all natural birth, just, and it was, it went great. Jen would say otherwise, but, we had a healthy, boy, okay? And, Jen, breastfed, okay, for 12 months, and again, eating all the things that needed to be eating, doing all the things that needed to be doing, okay? And then, with that, what we started to notice is that Wyatt started to develop, okay, skin issues, rashes, eczema, okay, and we're like, what's going on? He would, when Jen would eat certain foods, okay, we noticed that he would turn bright red, especially in his groin and different places, and I was like, wow, what's going on? What's the deal? And so, long story short, is that he had lots of food sensitivities and food allergies, and on the one hand, it broke my heart. I was like, what, man? We did everything that we thought we could do, okay? But he's got these issues, and hear me. I'll put it to you this way: is that don't feel sorry for us. I'll put Wyatt's health up to any kid's health, okay? And you know what? He has an amazing, strong immune system. Here's the thing, he does react to foods. He does. He is sensitive to certain things, okay? But it's interesting. So there was a period of time where it was like, oh, woe is me. Like, what did I do? What did I miss? What was it? And I just, I beat myself up. But it's interesting, in all the different doctors that we saw, I was seeking counsel, other providers and other colleagues, and just picking their brain, and person after person after person kept saying, man, it's such a good thing that you guys did everything that you did, because if you didn't do what you did, most likely he would be on the spectrum. Okay, and so that leads to the fact of is that here's the thing. This may sound like an exaggeration, but I'll put it to you this way: that all sickness and disease, okay, is caused by two things. It can be boiled down to two things: deficiency and toxicity. Okay, deficiency and toxicity, and with that, I don't know if you guys have been noticing this, but I've been noticing it just with what I'm seeing, with people around me, some friends that live in different states, extended family. I'm noticing that people are getting sicker and sicker. There's a lot more diagnoses, awful diagnoses coming to the surface on people. Are you guys noticing that too? Because that is absolutely something that I am noticing. And here's the thing: is that where we are today, okay, as the health of our country, it's not good. I don't need to tell you that, as far as I'm going to not even talk about the elephant in the room, so we're not going to go there. But when we're talking about, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, childhood obesity, autism, you name autoimmune disease, I mean, you name it, everything is skyrocketing, just going through the roof. Okay, and we're not just drifting in that direction. I mean, we are exploding in that direction. Okay, and so with that being said, is that we have got to do something about it. Okay, we have got to do something about it. And again, the cause of sickness and disease really can be boiled down to two things: toxicity, deficiency, and toxicity. And I'll say it this way: as a chiropractor, the first deficiency that I look for and look at, what do you guys think that is?
Nerves.
Nerves, absolutely. Nervous system deficiency, or nerve supply insufficiency, or interference in the nervous system, okay? And the reason that is, again, as you know, is that the nervous system controls all function of the body. It's responsible for the heart to beat, lungs to breathe, food to digest in the stomach, to a cut healing on the arm, okay? Frankly, everything that happens in our body happens because our nervous system makes those things happen. So in other words, your nervous system regulates all other functions of your body. The circulatory system, the muscular system, the digestive, endocrine, reproductive, immune, respiratory. At the center of it all is the nervous system. Okay? And with that, again, the nervous system, another way to say it, the nervous system, again, I said controls all function of the body. Okay? If we were to do a number line, a function line, between 0 and 100, okay, looking at function, okay, and 100 is optimal health, optimal well-being, okay? If I'm going to use the analogy of a light bulb, a bright light bulb, okay? If we go to 0 on the function line, what's that? Dead. That's lights out. Okay, that's lights out. Okay? Here's the thing. Okay? Anything in between, okay, as you move in this direction, the function decreases. Okay? With that, or the brightness of the light bulb decreases. It's like, here's the thing, is what I'm talking about here, again, with each and every single adjustment, when you guys come in, I'm getting you adjusted, I'm addressing, okay, the interference to the nervous system, okay? And it's all about, allowing the body to function, to heal, to better adapt, okay? Because that's truly what the nervous system is all about. That's what it's responsible for, okay? And so, the more issues that are, taking place at the nervous system level, or the more the interference, or the more, the dimmer switch on the light, okay? As you decrease that, okay, the lights get dimmer and dimmer, it decreases, okay, the brightness, okay? Here's the thing, is that we are all designed to be bright light bulbs, okay? If there's interference in the nervous system, there's no way that you can shine as bright as you were designed to shine, okay? And, with that, being said, let's dive into it. Another thing that the nervous system is responsible for is the ability to adapt to stress. Okay, ability to adapt to stress. So another thing that chiropractic is just phenomenal at is increasing the body's adaptability. Okay. Or the ability to adapt to stress. So with that being said, this is the general adaptation syndrome. It's from Hans Selye's book Stress. Basically, what it says is that as the body, okay, encounters a stress, okay, it can only withstand that stress for so long before it's gonna go to exhaustion. Okay, so again, here's another thing, okay, is that what chiropractic is designed to do, okay, is designed to increase the body's ability to adapt. It's to improve the function of the body. In other words, what what I do, what my goal is for your gap or your resistance to adapt to stress to increase. That's why I get you adjusted. With each and every single adjustment, that is my intention, is so that your body can better adapt to stress. Okay? And that's the whole job of the nervous system, is to adapt your body to the environment, to allow it to heal, to allow it to function, to allow it to regulate. Okay? And if there's interference, that's going to cause problems. So another way to say it, okay, and what I like to say, or how I like to say it, is that, okay, we not only are designed to be a bright light bulb, okay, but also our bodies, okay, if we have a lot of interference in our nervous system, okay, it's going to decrease the size of the body's ability to adapt to stress. And when I say adapt to stress, I'm thinking like size of buckets, okay? Like, and I'll get to it in a moment, is that our adaptability, okay, can be different sizes, okay? Stay with me, I'll get there and it'll make sense when I do the hands-on thing. But again, our bodies are designed to adapt to stress. Okay. Here's the thing: is that the nervous system, okay, is so sensitive and delicate. Okay, it needs protection. Okay, that's why God created the spine. Okay, and so again, as you guys know. The spine must be straight up and down, from the side, 3 curves. Anything other than that irritates the spinal cord nerves. When there's irritation to the spinal cord nerves, that decreases the function of the body. That decreases the body's ability to adapt. Okay? In essence, when the body's adaptability decreases, your size of your bucket or your threshold to adapt to stress decreas. Okay? And we all want to be big buckets. We want to be able to adapt to as much stress as we possibly can. Okay? And so that's my intention with each and every single adjustment, is to address that interference to help boost your nervous system, so your nervous system functions better, so your body can better adapt to stress. And here's the thing: what causes issues to the spine and the nervous system is stress. Okay, and with that, stress comes in 3 forms. Okay, when people think of stress, most people think of mental, emotional stress, work, relationship, family, deadlines. Absolutely, that can have an impact. Yeah, let me say it this way: when you have stress, what do you tend to do when you have stress?
Tense up.
Tense up. Lots of tension in the traps, the neck. Into the occipital or the skull region, okay? Absolutely. So that's mental, emotional stress. That's what most people think when I talk about stress. Another form of stress, and what most people think about when it comes to chiropractic, and all chiropractic, a lot of people have the idea that chiropractic is just for aches and pains. Well, yes, it can have an impact on those things, but it goes so far beyond that. Most people think that chiropractic just addresses trauma, okay? Like accidents, slips, falls, okay? Sports injuries, okay? Absolutely, those can cause issues to the spine and the nervous system. Another major form of trauma is repetitive motions, things you do regularly, over and over and over and over, like the way you sleep, gentlemen, not meaning to pick on you, if you sit or if you have your wallet in your back pocket and always sit on it. Women, if you carry your purse always on one shoulder, if you sleep on your stomach, several, examples there. But one of the greatest repetitive motions of our time and stresses to the spine is this right here. This right here. Okay. And here's the thing, so those are the two stress. The third stress, okay, that absolutely causes issues to the spine, the nervous system, is what? Toxins. Absolutely. Toxins absolutely has an impact on the nervous system and thus has an impact on the spine. Okay? And so any combination of these things, traumas, thoughts, toxins, that is greater than what the body can adapt to, okay, it's going to subluxate, or it's going to misalign, okay? It's going to misalign, okay? And it's going to irritate the spinal cord nerves, okay? And that's going to decrease the function of the body, decrease the body's ability to adapt, decrease the resiliency of the body, making you a smaller bucket. Okay? So with that being said, now what I want to transition into is really how toxins, so it talked about how toxins absolutely have an impact on the nervous system and the spine. I also want to now dive in to really how toxins can also affect other body systems as well, and really be detrimental in that respect as well. And first off, I just want to start with truly, what are the top toxins? Okay, this is just this. This is a pretty detailed list, but it's pretty extensive. Okay, and some of the top toxins, or I'll say the top toxins, no particular order, but I'll say it this way: food. Okay, food absolutely can be toxic to the body. If it's sprayed with pesticides, if it's GMO, antibiotics, the meat's pumped full with antibiotics. Also another thing, what we eat can actually create a response in the body that can be toxic. Like my son, like dairy is not, he cannot do dairy, okay, because it's toxic to his body. Okay, water, okay, tap water. Okay, this is also drinking water. This is also you need to think about the water that you shower in. Okay, a lot of people just think of what they consume, but when you take showers, the water is hot. That opens the pores. That goes right into the body. Okay, cookware. Like Teflon, non-stick storage, food containers or water bottles. Are they plastic? Okay, personal care products. And one thing I do want to talk about on the cookware side of things. In fact, I had a patient I was doing talking about cookware at a workshop one time, and she was talking about, it's amazing. She used to have birds. She had birds, okay, and she actually had one of them off her kitchen, okay, or kind of in the eating area, and she goes, I couldn't believe it. I was cooking on a non-stick pan, so a Teflon pan, and with that, our bird died. And with that, again, but it makes sense. I'm sure you've heard of the canary in the coal mine. That's what they would do, is they would send birds down to see if there's off-gassing down there. If they didn't come back, they know they can't go down there. So again, I'm just using that example of, again, we've been programmed, or we've been marketed to the Teflon or non-stick. The convenience is what we need. Well, there are some detrimental impacts of that on our health. Okay, if it can kill birds, okay, that's not even over the stove. We need to pay attention. So personal care products, that includes anything that you put on your skin. Okay, from soaps to lotions to makeup, cosmetics, deodorant, cleaning products, again, what you clean with, pharmaceuticals, medications, injections. With that being said, I actually had a patient, actually it's awful, 10 years old, she'll be 10 on January 22nd, got a flu vaccine in December. She went to the hospital, she was in the hospital for 4 days, okay? So we're about a month out from that, and she is still not even close to being right, okay? So the fact of the matter is that we've got to look at pharmaceuticals and understand that there is a toxicity component that comes with those. Air quality, okay? When people think of air quality, most people think of outside air. We see the pictures of the smog and the bad air quality. Yes, hear me, that's toxins. We, as much as we can, we want to address our air. Okay, so hear me. We want to address our air. But what the research shows and what the evidence shows is that indoor air is 2 to 5 times more toxic than outdoor air. Okay, and with that, a major factor or issue with indoor air, okay, can be mold. Okay, if there's water damage in a house, mold actually can just wreak havoc and create all sorts of health issues. And then with that, some other top toxins, heavy metals. Okay, heavy metals can come from a whole host of reasons, from exposures and things like that. But a lot of exposure can actually come from dental work that you had, amalgams, okay, mercury, things of that. That is something that just is the toxins. And then environmental toxins or chemicals that can be pesticides, phthalates, VOCs. There's all sorts of things. Okay. Another top toxin is EMF. Okay. Electromagnetic frequency. It's a very real thing. It's a very something that we need to recognize. 5G, again, it definitely has an impact at the cellular level. And here's the fact of the matter is we're just a bunch of we're not just, but we're made up of trillions and trillions of cells. Okay, so if it's having an impact at the cellular level, I can guarantee it's having an impact on us too. Okay, so it's something to just be aware of. And with that, also another top toxin that we need to be aware of, and this is not a fun one necessarily to talk about, okay, because it's kind of gross, is parasites. Okay, those critters, and the fact of the matter is that I would vow to say the majority of us in this room have parasites. Okay. I would say you could probably do 95%, of people in America have parasites. Okay, and the fact about the thing about parasites you got to understand is parasites, they store toxins. Okay, so they act like sponges. They're like sponges for the the toxins. So if they're in your system, okay, with that, yes, they can store toxins. But if they're staying in your system, okay, you're toxic too. Okay, and it can wreak havoc on. It can be a underlying cause to a lot of health issues, and it's very, very hard to detect. There's very few tests that are reliable at detecting parasites. So again, just these are the top toxins. It's something that we got to just keep in mind what those are. okay? This isn't an all-encompassing list, but I think it's a pretty good list, not to again, I know that looking at this can be a little overwhelming. My intention is not to for you to be overwhelmed, but for you to recognize there's a lot of exposure that we're getting, on a daily basis. Would you agree that, are you guys? Yeah, I think we can agree that we all get exposed to these every single day, okay? And so with that being said, is that when we look at toxicity, okay, and really look at our bodies, okay, our bodies, again, I wanted to use the analogy, okay, is that our bodies are like buckets, okay? And our bodies can only withstand a certain threshold of stress, okay? Or our body can only adapt to so much stress, so much, stuff, okay? So much toxins, okay? And so with that being said, is that, again, all of us, and I'm going to just do a kind of a fun little, and I've never done this before, we'll see how it goes. So again, all of us would agree that, again, we're going to just go back here. We experience these toxins on a daily basis, right? Would you guys agree that we do have some exposure? So again, these are toxins, okay? We all have some level of toxicity, okay? And so with that, if we continue just to bombard ourselves, okay, with toxins, again, our body only has a certain threshold, that it can tolerate, that it can withstand, okay? But if we continue just to fill the body, okay, as the body starts to the thresholds or the adaptability, okay, or the threshold starts to increase, we start to notice that inflammation increases. Okay, we start to notice that there's some issues that start happening. Okay, so with that, you start to notice that you start to again have some health problems. Start to be building disease. Okay, with that, if we can encounter more and more toxins. Okay, and eventually the toxins start overflowing. Okay, that's when we start to develop some major issues and major disease.